Hello everyone and welcome to CWC F2 Season 7 Round 2 here for the Spanish GP. I am Pepsi Freak 212. You can call me RP, you can call me Yuki, you can call me whatever you want, but we're here for Spanish GP Round 2 of Season 7 of CWC. I know I repeated that once, but we'll repeat it twice just for the people in the back. But yeah, this is going to be a great race here today, I assume. We got some narratives and storylines to go over real fast before we get to qualifying. We'll make this a quick wrap-up, but first, let's get into the standings. After you saw last week, as we look for the handy CWC Racing app, which is cwc-racing.web.app/ just be that app, that Smitty, one of our drivers in our league, made. We can see here that Lesty currently leads the way with 25 points, with Carps SC in next with 18 points, and William Kenobi in third with 15 points. Rounding out the rest of the standings, you got Kermit with 12, Kyle VGB 10, Maddie with 8, Xelic with 6, TTGaming with 4, Smitty with 2, and Collins also with 2, because Smitty did get the fast lap last race after finishing 10th. If we take a quick look at the constructors, even though they're a little messy. Race, technically right now, Williams currently leads the way. So Williams, after winning the Constructors in Season 6, currently leads the way in Season 7 with 25 points, with Red Bull with 20, AlphaTauri with 16, Alpine with 15, Ferrari with 10, McLaren with 10, Aston Martin with 6, and Alfa Romeo and Mercedes are the only two programs not to put a point on the board yet. But still a long way to go in this season. We got well over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15... a lot of rounds. I think about 17 if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, we got 18 minutes worth of qualifying here. Going to be a long race here. We got well over 17 minutes worth of qualifying, and we got a lot of narratives to go over. Lesty, if you remember last week, did get his first ever league racing win in CWC, and I believe, if at least according to him, it was his first major league racing win competition, so good to see the lad win his first race, while Carps and Kenobi are still very hungry to try to get their first wins in CWC, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not upset about Carps. I know Kenobi's still looking for his first one. But anyway, we got 17 minutes to go, and I think the first driver out there is going to be TTG Kermit in his AlphaTauri. We're going to put on the track map here. Going to make sure the mic's on, and we're going to make sure the outlap is on as well. The Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya is known for not really being as much of a passing circuit as probably some would hope. It's very easy to kind of lead a train, and one of the only major passing opportunities is on the start-finish straight, where you're going to see a handful of drivers be able to make kind of a quick pass. Other than that, most of the time, as long as you can kind of keep your nerve and kind of block the lines, you won't be under too much pressure from getting past, as long as you know how to wheel the car around here. Who's right aboard here with Kermit. We'll give him a few little corners here. You can see he's the first driver out there, followed closely behind by, I believe that is Carps SC. Yep, he is second in command on the track, and both McLarens are third and fourth of Smitty and Maddie, respectively. So we're going to cut back to Kenobi. Sorry, Kiki, my mistake. Kenobi's not out there yet. He likes to go later in qualifying. And then we'll get a quick little track lap here, because we know drivers like to go fast around here. It may not be as we do have the Yellow Flag Sec 2, that is the Mercedes around, that is not red, it's the other one of 11, that's not even 11. It's Scandi. I gotta get used to the color. Yep, he has spun it, looping it in around the 4-5 complex right there. Looks like he just got a little bit too close to the grass on entry and kind of mucked up the corner there. You can see it. You did see it happen a little bit in Bahrain last week, and I'm sure it's going to catch a few drivers out here as well, knowing it's very hard to get the power down. But anyway, we'll talk about it in a second, because here comes Kermit down the start-finish straight here. The start lap for the Spanish GP. Going to go heavily, almost DRS, ERS, use it all you got going to turn one. Going to break around the 50-meter board, and this corner could catch a few drivers out there, especially if they're running no traction, because could easily just kind of slip the car out if you get the power down. Don't want to run too wide here on the pavement, or else you may cause the car to get a little bit unsettled. Keep the line going straight, and you're going to want to brake just as the rumble strip breaks there. Turn in, get about the 4th gear, get kind of pinch it on the apex and ride out, get the throttle down, and then you're going to kind of brake right about there as well. Going to get it down to 3rd gear, and you're going to go off exit here. Now, this corner is going to catch a lot of people out, I feel like, during the race. It's very easy with low traction, even from last year's game, that if you just power down at the wrong point, the car will kick out, and you're going to clip the wall there between 7 and 8. We do have Yellow Flag Sector 2. One of the Red Bulls is around, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, we'll quickly cut off his lap. If that is Carps, he's actually crashed. He's ENF. We're going to quickly ride aboard with Smitty, and I'm going to prove my theory correct. Yes, he has. Just as I was saying on the broadcast, Carps has done the same thing that I assumed someone was going to do, and maybe I just kind of reverse drinks Carps, but Carps is going to be starting last here in qualifying. But anyway, to finish up Kermit's lap here, Actually, we'll cut back on with Smitty, let him finish the lap here. Going to go down the long straight there, where it's very easy again, blind corner. Then you're going to come up through 10, 11, 12 here again. Want to get as close and make it as straight as line as possible without cutting. As you see, Kermit sits at 116. We're going to come to the last 3 corners here. Again, what it used to be is you go straight, it used to be flat, but they want to slow down speeds. You got this little hairpin here where I know with F1 2020, if you got really close, you can almost kind of cut it on regular corner cutting, but on strict, you're not going to get away with it. Down the last corner, get the full power down, and that is going to be a lap around Catalonia, Barcelona, the Spanish GP, and that is going to be a 1:17.696, but his teammate Maddie is going to go with a 1:16.330, and he will be on pole position as we speak, as we do have another yellow flag. I think that is the Red Bull of Collins going a bit slow. Actually, that was the Williams of Henner's, my mistake. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on some of the cars here. We got 11 about to start their flyer. We do have, I think that is Scandy about to start his laps. We'll see where Scandy puts the car down the line. It's going to be a 1:17.016. We have 2 cars in the background there. Keep it on the foreground. I know one validated, and the other one of Kenobi is going to set the pole position time here with a 1:15.974. So put Kenobi up the pole position right now. And with Carps gone, that's one of his major strong competitors gone, but we still have Leslie and a few other drivers to go out there, so he's going to probably have to improve Willie's 13 minutes ago in qualifying. I think that is Kiki starting his outlap on the last sector. No, it is not. It actually is Kermit, but he is invalidated. Smitty has gone on record saying that he is on a controller this race, so he may not be as fast as he wants to be, because he's used to being on a wheel, so maybe a bit of an excuse, maybe actually having some merit to it. We'll have to wait and see during the race, but this could be a race of nutrition, so as long as you kind of keep your fenders, as I've learned from other GPs I've raced, the Spanish GP is avoid the corner cuts, avoid the pedalies, and you'll probably be all right. And that is what I've noticed personally, and that's how I've gotten many good podiums here at Spanish GP. Just keep your nose clean and keep it off the curbs, and you're probably able to finish somewhat high. So I feel like at the end of the day, one of these drivers out of these 14 will probably do just that and be able to get as many positions. You can see 11 is wrong way around and has lost it coming in the corner 14 there, and so we'll try to get another angle there, but I think you saw the Aston Martin there. 11 is kind of lost in the grass, does have some damage. I saw a piece of wing fly off, but it shouldn't be enough to deter her coming down the pit lane and to be able to set another lap somewhat down the line. The Red Bull driver of, going to quickly go through the standings here as well. I think Henner's, that's up the Williams. The Red Bull driver, Collins, about to start his lap here, so he's about to start his flyer. Other than that, I think that is Reds going through the last couple of the third sector as well. He'll be starting a lap as well. So the driver currently on a lap right now is Jay Leakey. Jay Leakey's the farthest on the grid with a lap, so we'll keep an eye for him. He's currently with a 1:17.907 here. We'll keep an eye at the end of his sector 2 times. He needs to be at least up by at least 2 seconds, I'd argue, at pole position, and it looks like he is on a cool-down lap. Should put the tires on, I will. Yeah, he's on 2 lap bolts off, so he is on a cool-down lap. That is lap done for him. But Kiki is on a flyer here, and it did say purple sector 2, but I think that was going to be switched late, so I would take that purple with a grain of salt. We do know Kiki is a bit fast, though, so maybe there is some merit. But I would say heavily doubt, but I would at least say there is some concern knowing this game is not always accurate with the purple sectors when you jump from camera to camera. But anyway, Kiki going to come for the last corner here, going to keep the power down, want to get as wide as possible. Looks like kind of lifted just a tad, but it's going to be a P2 with a 1:16.253, slide up the second position, just behind Kenobi in the Alpha Tauri. Next up, you do have the Williams. I think that's less to about the Stars Flyer. No, it is not. He's 1 sector down. That is the Alpine car of Henner. I think just started his lap. Yes, he did. Has 2 lap old mediums. So we do have, I'm just trying to check. Collins. If Collins the last corner here, he started a lap. Let's see what time he puts on the board. He's currently 10th with no time, and it's going to put him at the P6 with a 1:17.121. And next up, you got Celesti's about to start his lap. You got, oh, and there goes, that is actually Exelic wrong into the corner. Lost it, coming into an odd spot there. Looks at the back end, just kind of kicked out. The rears got a little bit slidey and hit the wall going into 6. So kind of an odd place to crash, you would argue, but I feel like we're going to see a lot of people crash in weird spots, and that is going to be a broken win, but luckily the wheel is still on, so I feel like Carps is probably kicking himself a little bit, wondering what kind of cheap material the Red Bull was made of this week that Exelic and 11 can both hit the wall pretty hard in their Astons and be relatively good, but the Red Bull driver Carbs gets a little bit of damage in that session over. Gonna have to start P14, aka P last. But anyway, Kiki is not on a flyer. We do have, gonna go to the rest of the field here. We're gonna come aboard with Leslie, because Leslie is currently a pole position, or current leader in the standings, and he is on a flyer, so we'll see who's sector 2 here. But as we wait, something else worth noting as well is Scanny has set that time as, ooh, Lasty goes a little bit wide there, going for all he can, got on that red and clipped the standings. You can see just in the distance there, I think that is the Alpha Aston Martin, that's the Mercedes of, I'm going to assume, Reds. Yes, it is. As you can see, Lasty almost just did what Reds just did, and that's another core that is very tricky in this game. So, kind of proving my point here. I feel like a lot of drivers are going to be caught up by the elements, and at the end of the day, it may be smart just to keep your foot down and just be conservative. Don't go over pushy, because he may end up just like Reds, 11, Exelic, as Lasty only puts on a P7 lap, but he is on a set of mediums, though. So the highest runner on a set, it seems like we do have a little bit of a differing strategy, and the mediums aren't a terrible tire to be on. But it is worth noting that our highest medium runner is Scandy currently with a 1:17.016. Lasty next, Reds, and Henniser's top 3. But Henniser's is on a 3-lap old set of mediums, though. So every lap he does on that set of tires, he's really kind of putting himself in more of a pickle. But I assume he may be sitting on switching on a set of softs, though. But we'll have to wait and see on that front. Yellow flag sector 2, and that is going to be Collins as well. And I think he's crashed in the similar spot, similar to what just happened to Reds. We'll keep it on your screen here. Yep, he lost it coming out the last corner, hit the inside wall out of 9, and then spun back onto the track. And that is session done for both Red Bull drivers. Luckily, Collins set a time, so he won't go any higher than 1:17, but he won't go over this, and he's the wrong way around as well. He clipped the inner curb, and that is going to be, luckily, a self-spin. Going to roast those tires a little bit. He was on a flyer, currently P3, and sadly, that will be run done for him in the Stoffel Vandoor McLaren number 2, but that is going to be that for him. He may decide to bail on this lap, or he may decide to come back in. We'll see. Yep, he's going to be coming back in. The problem is those tires are not that old, but he's already kind of wasted a set on that, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with 8 minutes to go. You do not want to burn all your soft tires and make it kind of a horrible qualifying, you could say, and really hamstrike yourself like happened with Kenobi last week, where he had to go on a set of hards because he didn't have any mediums left. But that is something that is in the element of the race where you have to have good strategy and make things work. So anyway, we got 7 minutes to go here. We got 11. Let's see who's on laps here. We got 11 on a lap. We got J League about to cross the line, so we'll cut to him. He's on a flyer. It's up by 2 tenths, and it's going to put him P10 on the grid. So that's going to be a 1:17.466. So Henderson's probably should be putting on a set of softs right now, because unless he can jump leak as he just goes wide there, he's going to be out to the top 10. He's going to get free choice tires, so he may just say, screw it, and may decide to go on a set of softs because those mediums aren't going to be the freshest, and he's going to get free tire choice anyway, so we'll have to wait and see how he handles it. And she goes now P7, so foot and mouth moment. He's now firmly inside the top 10, but he's on 5-lap-old mediums, though, so I don't know how fresh they are going to be. I believe that is going to be 11 about to start their lap. No, they are coming in the pits. Other than that, we do have Smitty on a lap, but he's coming in the pit lane as well. And I think that's for our major runners. We do actually have Kenobi. My mistake. We have Kenobi and Kiki both on runs here, but Kiki's wrong way around. He's lost it back in, similar to what happened to a driver early in the session. I can't remember his name offhand, but regardless, Scandy. It was Scandy. Had a similar spin to Scandy, a similar spot, but here comes Kenobi on the last corner. You're looking to improve. He's got pulled by one of 3 attempts, but he's going to want to put at least more pressure. It's going to be a 1:5:15.926. Barely an improvement, but it's going to be an improvement, and it's going to make pole that much harder to reach, and it's going to put him still P1 on the grid. Other than that, we do have Leaky still going around again, but I think he'll be pulling in the pit lane this time by. You have Exelic, who's serving up for a lap as well. You got Reds about to start their out lap as well. So that's 3 major runners here that are going to be kind of gearing up for another run here. You do have Henders on 5-lap-old mediums. I assume he should be coming in. He's now validated. He really should be probably coming in this time by, I'd be assuming. Does not want to keep pushing on those tires and making them worse and worse, yet he's now taking the hard right. Now the question is, with 5 laps to go, is he going to just say screw it and stay on those tires, or is he going to take a risk and get on a fresh set of softs? Anyway, we do have Kiki as well, but Kiki's going to be coming after self-spinning, and the only other driver currently on a lap is Kenobi, but Kenobi's on a cooldown lap, I'd assume, because he just set pole position. I don't think he's going to be going on a fresh set of rubber, and we do have Reds. We'll keep an eye on Reds here. We're right on board with the Reds. Exelic. We'll keep an eye on both the drivers here. Exelic's up first, so we'll get Exelic first, and then we'll switch over to Reds. Oh, Exelic hard way to the wall there. That is wheel off, and that is session done for Exelic. Similar move to what happened to Collins, and luckily ghosting's on, and yellow flags are kind of just a recommendation, you could say, during qualifying, because that is going, but probably been a red flag and neutralize Red's lap. But luckily, Reds will get to keep going. So maybe a little bit of a calm curse there, kind of putting on board the camera with her, maybe a little bit too much pressure, and sadly, that's wrong way around for Excel, current lobby host for this race. But luckily, again, still a long race, can easily rebound if she keeps her nose clean. But anyway, here comes Reds off the last corner here, looking to try to beat a 1:15.926. It looks like it's not going to be a 1:15 pole position, but it's going to be a 1:16.650, and that will slot Reds up the 4th position. As you see, Maddie just down there going for Smitty, going for one more run. We do have Yellow Flag Sector 1. That is going to be Jay Leakey going a bit slow here, just coming out of pit lane. With 4 minutes to go, if you're going out now, you get probably one run, maybe you get 2 good runs on your sauce if you want it. What's worth noting is Scanny has set that time competitively on a set of mediums, and he still hasn't really been jumped. So, knowing that Henner, 11, Lesty, Leakey, and Smitty still have to go, and we know Smitty said he's a bit slow. We know Lesty probably can jump it. The rest of the field is kind of a, I'd argue, mixed bag, seeing some performances. Some I know are faster than others. We now know Henner's is about to, has not put on a time yet on the softs, but considering that he's switched over in the pit lane, I'm going to take a guess he'll be going out again. So I feel like 2, maybe 3 drivers can jump Scanny's time on the mediums. But I think it will be very interesting to see if anyone else can put the pressure down. Anyway, I think Reds will be coming in this time by. So we'll have to wait and see on that pole. And other than that, he's the only driver on a lap. 11 is too. 11 just started their lap, so we'll ride on board with 11. We got Smitty and Jay Leakey about to start their laps. So keep an eye on board with them as we see 11 gets a little squirrely offense. And Reds, I assumed he was going to be on an in-lap there. My mistake, Reds. Sorry for doubting you. He now goes pole position with a 1:15.903. Usually you didn't see many drivers go around with 2 laps in the soft, so I kind of wrote him off, saying that he was going to be coming in. But now you can see as soon as that happened, Kenobi's light switched on, like, all right, it's go time. He was holding the sandwich, and 11 just mounts the tire barrier off into 11-12 there. So it looks like try to get as much straight a line as possible and just lost the back end and clipped the tire barrier. But yeah, as soon as Red set that time, though, Kenobi was like, all right, he was probably eating a sandwich and was like, all right, time to go. Had to put the sandwich down, and now with 2 minutes to go, is going to be trying to go for pole position here. There are no points for pole position, but there is pride. Other than that, you got Maddie on a lap as well, and out lap only Leakey and Smitty. And there goes Leakey around. Toby Tiger has just joined, so a little bit of a late join from Toby Tiger. But if he can quickly get in time, he may have enough time to put down 1 lap. But Leakey, wrong way around as well. And Smitty on a lap. So Smitty's really the only driver on a time here. I assume Reds would definitely coming in this time by. Quick check says, yeah, he's invalidated. He is done. So yeah, I won't make that same mistake twice. But good on Reds. So anyway, Smitty going to come for the last couple corners here. We'll see if he can jump up inside. He's already inside, jump inside the top 10. He needs to get 3 attempts to jump Lesty and bump him out. But it looks like, yeah, he's pulling in. So did not feel comfortable with that lap, I assume. And that's going to be race session done for him. 2 minutes to go here. Kenobi just started a lap, so ride on board with him. We'll keep an eye on a guy going for pole here. He has probably 2 attempts at it, but how many attempts will he take? It's probably going to be a mixture of 1, but if he doesn't feel comfortable, it may take a second. He's well clear of 3rd, but Kiki is on an outlap as well, so he may have to try and improve. Right now, Sector 1, he is down on his times, so he's not improved enough to jump the pole position, but it's not that big of a gap to begin with, so he's going to have to find some more time. I think if I'm correctly, Sector 2, he's a little squirrely, so that's where he's going to have to find his major time gained. How aggressive will he take it in his Alpine? You can see here he's going to come to the corner, just got off exit there, no invalidation. Now this corner can be hard. How aggressive will he take the throttle? He's going to take it full speed, no back end kick. You can see some wheels off the line there. Someone has crashed, or at least something has crashed. It looks like he hit the side things there. It looks like Scandy went a little wide there, but it looked like there was wheels on the track, but all his wheels are still going. He's still rolling, so Lesty has retired from the session there. I think he has crashed. Our winner from last race is now down to P10. I want to finish this lap with Kenobi, but I'm going to quickly... All right, we're going to quickly cut... Actually, it's kind of a mixed bag. We're quickly going to cut to Toby and see if you can do it. He's crashed the inside line there. Back to Kenobi, and Kenobi's going to put down not an improvement. It's going to be a 1:20.15.926. So Lesty has crashed, so no improvement for him. He'll be at least at the minimum P10. You can see another driver go wide. Henderson has decided to call it a session as well. You can see up the road here, you can see that there's a wheel from Lesty. You can see he just went dead straight into the tire barrier there. Other than that, we do have Maddie on a lap as well. So we got Maddie. Can he improve? Session is about done here. So Maddie going to put the time down. He is going to improve, but not enough to set another time down the board. You got next the Alpine driver, Toby the Tiger. Toby the Tiger is on a lap. I can't even see how much time is left. He started sector 3. Yellow flags all over the track here. As we do got to go for the rest of the field. We do got Kiki here, a bunch of wheels on the track. So Kiki, about the same time, we got 6 seconds left. So this will be the last run here. This is it for Kiki. Can he improve? He can improve, but it's not going to be enough to jump any higher on the grid. You got Scanny, who was spun it. So that's run done for Scanny. You have, I believe that is Reds as well. Yeah, Reds went out for one more lap, but he also lost it back in. That is session done as well. So you got Kenobi on one more lap here. Kiki as well, I think, is attempting one more flyer here. So we'll see if Kenobi can improve. You do have a car ahead of him that is not Scanny. That is the AlphaTauri car, but he's pulling off the side road. Yep, no, Kenobi is coming in. So that's run done. Kermit's not going to improve. He's off of the kitty litter. You got Scanny, who spun earlier, so he is done. You can see, oh, he almost hits 11. Sorry, he almost hits his teammate or Reds, and I think he actually did clip him. So, and that is going to be a penalty, so I don't know how the stewards are going to rule that one. Now Scanny's going to get a 6th place grid drop, and I'm not 100% as he's going to be on a set of mediums, but I don't know how the stewards are going to rule that because Reds is just kind of stopped there. And it looked like Scanny was out of control and had nowhere really to go. So I'd argue on retrospect, it's just a situation where he had nowhere really to go. So I'm wondering, it's going to be interesting to see how the stewards rule and if Scanny decides to take it up with the higher power. But anyway, we do have Kiki on a lap, and Kiki is invalid, so he will not prove. So Toby Tiger's the last driver here. He joined late in the qualifying session. It's going to be interesting to see how it works, and Kiki is going out to improve, but Toby the Tiger is going to go with a 1:34.246. So clearly it wasn't a very competitive lap, and that will be it for qualifying there. A lot to cover here in this qualifying session. A lot of drivers were caught out by the track, which I kind of predicted last week, as it seemed like a few drivers were kind of, it's because we looked at Bahrain last week, a few drivers were kind of caught by some corners here. I know Catalunya from last game caught out the best drivers sometimes, and knowing that it can be very, if you take it wrong, you can see that. As we just quickly check the results here, Reds, Kenobi, Kiki, Matt, Kermit, Scanny, Collins, Henderson, 11, Lesty, Leaky, Smitty, Toby the Tiger, Exelic, Carps around your top 15. But back to my point, Carps, Exelic, Smitty spun once, Leaky, Lesty, 11, Henderson's, Collins, all had mistakes, along with Scanny, along with Reds. Kermit also went off in the kitty litter. I think almost every driver in the session had at least one off moment, maybe except for Kenobi and Kiki. I think. I never saw Kenobi go around once. And I don't think Kiki made a mistake as well. So only like 3 to 4 drivers got out of that session without making a mistake, one mistake, whether going wide or spinning the car or getting damaged. So again, this is kind of a tricky circuit for our drivers here today. And hopefully they can get the cars kind of ruled down here and know it's a long race. Just if you're listening, heed my advice. Take it conservatively. Because knowing this race here, one mistake could cost you a lot of points here, and it's a long season. You don't want to be throwing away points, but you can just take it conservatively. It's better to finish 5th than end up with no points. Looks like Reds is actually apologizing to his teammate, though, so Reds is owning up, at least from what I'm hearing from the chats. Reds is owning up to the mistake, and he's giving Scanny the I'm sorry, the respect, so good to see that Reds is owning up to it. You do like to see when a driver does make a mistake, he does own up to said mistake, and that is good to see. But it even looks like Scanny's admitting he lost control as well. So it looks like both drivers, both teammates for this race are kind of respecting of each other. So that's good to see. You like to see the respect, not vile, not anger, not hatred. Just like to see 2 drivers kind of come together and be like, hey, what happened has happened. So maybe they will not take it to stewards, but maybe the stewards will still kind of escalate. Anyway, 33 laps. Going to be a long race here today. We got Reds on pole with Kenobi in second. We'll take a quick look at the tire details here. It looks like obviously Henderson are qualified on those mediums. The problem is they are 5 laps old from qualifying, so any advantage you would have got on those mediums is probably gone, per se, but it could still possibly make the one stop. Other than that, with the demotion of Scanny, Lesty's going to be inside the top 10, and he'll get free choice of tire as well, because he did get bumped out, if I'm not mistaken. So Lesty's, actually, I think he was just 10th, so he is on the set of mediums he qualified on. So Lesty's on a set of mediums qualified. J-League was obviously outside the top 10, so he's on mediums. Scanny on mediums as well, but he actually did qualify on his mediums. Smitty on mediums, Toby on mediums, and Carps on mediums. The only driver outside the top I would say 9, yeah, or top 10 in this case, that's on a set of mediums, is going to be Exelic. So odd strategy choice here. Looks like they want to get the short run and the short burst of speed. But the thing is, a one-stop is feasible for mediums to hards, but is that the ideal strategy for a good chunk of the drivers? Because knowing mediums to hards would... Because if you look here at the AWS predictions, they're predicting 2 stops in most of the field. The only drivers that are expected to go 1 stop are some of the drivers on mediums. And the hards could make it. But if I remember from the league race when I did last year, that if you take the softs, you can, if you know how to conserve them, you can make a 1-stop work. It's not the easiest choice, and it may not be the smartest choice, but you may see a driver, maybe inside that top 6, take a risky strategy here, roll the dice, and take a set of soft tires and stretch them to make a 1-stop work with the mediums. But it'll be very interesting to see if that does happen, because if you're mediums, you're probably going hards. But softs with the mediums may be feasible, and it may be someone, maybe done like a crazy strategy done maybe by Maddie or something, or maybe Kermit. We'll have to wait and see on that one, because we know Kermit did like that strategy last week. But anyway, as the 15 drivers line up here, I'll do a quick prediction. We're going to go Kenobi, Reds, and then we're going to go for a wild card here. You know, we're going to go Kermit. That's my top 3 prediction. Reds, Kenobi, Kermit. That is my top 3 prediction. But anyway, we do have the 5 red lights. Let's take the tires off the screen real fast. We wait for the 5 red lights. And away they go as they're off the corner 1 here. Looks like Kenobi got a good start there. Caught Red snapping, and Kenobi's going to probably take him to turn 1 here. It looks like everyone else got Railway relatively cleanly here. Looks like the Red Bull going to go very aggressive with the 1. He clips the grass there, and he's going to keep it clean, but he's going to cause Kiki to take evasive action there. Have to take the runoff road there. A little bit naughty by the Red Bull. It looks like Kiki is still struggling to get back on the track. He's off of the kitty litter, and he's going wrong way around. So it's all gone wrong for Kiki, but the rest of the field has kept it relatively clean for the most part. Kiki's probably not going to be too thrilled with Collins making a very, very aggressive move up the inside. They're taking it 3 wide. Lesty up to 7th. Toby the Tiger with a big lunge. You're going to box out Lesty for a little bit, but Lesty's going to hold his nerve and keep 7th. So very chaotic first lap there, but almost everyone else is the wrong way around. It looks like Collins, maybe a little bit of karma, you could say. Maybe Kiki threw a little bit of a judo jinx on him, and Collins is going to be down to 14th. He has lost it in a spot which I think is going to claim a lot of drivers here today. As you can see, someone else taking a face of action. I think that is 11. Yeah, they are mowing the grass over there. The car is clean, no damage, but they could possibly get floor damage if they're not careful. And it looks like Collins has lost it again. So it's all gone from bad to worse. Collins got the very aggressive start, maybe even a start similar to Kvyat, who used to drive the Red Bull. But sadly, the tire's now roasted. He's going to have to try to get refired, and that is just bad to worse. And he'll get it, luckily, I think, eventually turn it around here. But that is just not what you want to see from the Red Bull driver. Anyway, lap 1 is done. It looks like we may have a possible thing up in the front here. It's kind of hard to tell as we do got Maddie trying to, once you get the cameras, you have nothing in the back here worth noting per se. Everyone looks kind of spaced out for the most part. Just kind of jump for the field. Henders now gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So that is already kind of a very early time to get a cut here. They have really racked up those penalties quick. I know Spain is a track that takes no prisoners when penalties. Smitty pitting earlier, so I'm thinking he did get wing damage, so he did probably run into the back of someone. Still waiting for timing and scoring to all update here. It's very a little bit confusing. Red's on the back, Kenobi, and you do got Maddie in 3rd. Yellow flag, sector 2. That's someone wrong way around. That I think is Lesty. No, it's Henders. Other Williams. I was going to say if that was Lesty. Henders is spinning his wheels there. For some reason, doesn't want to putting the brake on, and okay, maybe just been a glitch. He did reset the track though. That is a bit naughty from what I remember from the rules, so he maybe under Stewart's aggression, but just bad to worse. Anyway, I think as we kind of got everything spaced out here, wait for time's going to officially update here. We got Kenobi currently in the way. Red's not that far behind him. Maddie nicely in 3rd. Kerbin in 4th, kind of a little bit far back. DRS is going to be activated this time by... And yep, okay, now everything's good. Other than a little bit of Leslie all the way up to 5th right now, so good drive for him so far. We got Toby the Tiger as well. Great drive for him as Kenobi started the lap here. We'll cut back here just to make sure no major runs are going to happen here. Looks like Reds is going to tuck in line. We got Maddie in 3rd, Kerbin in 4th, Leslie in 5th. We got Toby the Tiger battling wheel to wheel with Scanny. Scanny going to try to hang it around the outside here. No, he will not. Have to get kind of a little bit of a pinch, but Scanny not going to make the pass happen. Scanny's going to fall back into 7th right now, with Carps in 8th, Exelic in 9th, and Kiki rounds outside your top 10. As it looks like, no, Henders, as it looks like Jay Leakey has come down the pit lane with a broken wing. We also got Carps and Toby the Tiger. It looks like Toby the Tiger I'm assuming, lost to going into Sector 1 there. He was battling Scanny, so I do wonder if maybe him and Scanny came to blows or maybe lost it. Not assuming anything, because it looked like they were relatively clean, but Toby may have got a poor exit, and that could have cost that. As we do see, I think that is Collins, and now Henders has retired from the session. It looks like Collins has yet lost it on the straight there. Collins really needs to get refired here. Looks like something's happening. Then we go to VSC. Okay, we'll take a minute, catch your breaths here, and try to digest what happened. The safety car was for, I think, Henders, who's crashed. If we could check Smitty, yeah, he's crashed off in the corner 1 here. As you'll see, just try to keep an eye on the Williams. Yep, you can see right off there, lost it coming off 1. Try to get as much of a corner. Got to snap oversteer, and into the kitty litter he went. So that is session done for Henders. So Williams is not going to get any more points unless he's the only driver carrying the flag for Williams in the Constructors. Leakey just came in a pit lane. So probably some of the drivers in the back were hoping for an actual safety car, but they'll take it. Maddie coming in kind of early here, probably trying to use the safety car to his advantage here, but definitely going to seal himself to a 2-stopper at the very least. So very interesting what tire he takes on, but safety car is still out right now, so, well, the VSC is. And he's going to be putting on a set of medium, so he's definitely not going to be able to go to the end. So we'll see him coming again, but I'm probably going to guess he's going to go soft, medium, soft. But can those mediums make it? Tire wear is high around Spain. VSC is still out, so even then, he's really not going to lose that much time in comparison. So maybe he may have made a slight gamble here, because we take a look at the distance to the leader, if I can remember the right thing. Oh, Maddie. Well, I was going to say he did it, and he just sped, so any advantage he would have gained is now officially lost because of that speeding under the VSC. Now he'll have to serve a drive-through. So, mistakes aplenty, and it looked like he was doing good there, but now under pressure. Anyway, we got Lesty in the back of Kermit for 3rd. And that is our major battle we have on track right now. We got Reg still in the back of Kenobi as well. Keep an eye on both battles here for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 4th. But right now, this is a little bit closer, but it looks like Kermit got the power down on the straight longer. So we're going to cut back the Reds and Kenobi here. So we're going to keep an eye on both straights here. We also got Scanny slowly reeling in Lesty. So, and even Carp's there as well. So top 6 all under a blanket, you could say, with the VSC coming out. So, very interesting to see. And though with lap 4, we'll quickly take a quick check of the telemetry here. Looks like Reds has not used really any of his ERS, while Kenobi has used about 92 as well. There goes Reds! Oh no, Reds lost the back end, got slippery, and he's going to be kicking himself there. You can see he opened the ERS, maybe a little bit too much power, and that's wing gone. And he's going to try to get it respun here. Tire's going to be roasted, he's going to have no wing, and he's going to have to limp it around. That is just, you do not like to see that, as now Maddie's going to serve his drive-through as well. As we do see here, I think that was Exelic. Everything's kind of screwed up. Toby the Tiger passed Exelic. We got Leslie still in the back of Kermit. So that is what Kenobi kind of wants to see here. It's going to allow Kenobi a chance to breathe. And it's going to allow him 5 seconds clear Kermit, so he can kind of back it down if he needs to. He doesn't have to take aggressive pushes. Anyway, we do see the lap car Collins just ahead of this train here. He is not for position. Ghosting is on, though, so no pressure. But Scanny on the back of this train as well. So we got Kermit, Leslie, and Scanny all fighting. The yellow flag is going to be for Collins, so do not worry about that, per se. As it looks like Lassie knows, basically, I always like to say Toby Tag gets 3 from multiple warnings. I don't like to say that, but what I do like to say, though, is that as you can see, I think that is the Rebel driver up Collins, but I just want to make sure it's not the other Rebel driver at Carbs. As it looks like a little snap of oversteer from Scanny. But back to my point, though, is that Lasty's right now feeling the pressure from Scanny, and basically Scanny's telling Lasty, if you don't get the move done soon, I'm going to get the move done. Next man up, as you would say. And if Lesty can't make it, Scanny will be the next man to try to make it. But DRS for all 3 here. Can Lesty make a move? Looks like he didn't get as good of an exit, but it looks like Scanny going to try to make something happen here, and Lesty going to try to fake out, go in. Can he get the run on the driver of the Williams? Toby Tigers the fast lap of the race. Lasty going to go for the inside, going to fade. He's going to go aggressive. Little log up by Kermit, and it looks like Lasty was going to run to the side pod of him. Looked like he had him clear. Could have probably forced it there. Maybe just didn't want to force wrecking him there. Wants to kind of keep the car clean. Maybe heeded my advice, and he's going to back it down. Here comes Scanny, though, sensing blood in the water. Not going to be able to make it happen, though. Looked like Lasty had it. But now here comes Scanny on the inside. Can he make it work? Can he hold the spot? Not going to have the outside. Lasty going for a corner. No, he will not. He'll back it down. So Scanny going to finish back and forth here, but he's going to get a very good exit on Lasty here. Going to go side by side for the corner where he probably shouldn't. Very conservative on the brakes. It looks like Scanny really trying to force Lasty to make by braking. Lasty very aggressive there, as it looks like there's still 2, 3, 4 here as well. Can Lasty get a run on the Alpha Tari driver here? Because Kenobi is pulling when distance, 2 seconds clear. Kermit, I don't want to be mean to him, is kind of parking the bus. Now Exelic has crashed, as we'll quickly try to cut off to see if you can see what happened. Yep, they have lost it in a similar spot to what happened to Collins in qualifying as well. Just kind of lost it, hit the inside wall. And actually, same thing reminds me of what happened to Exelic during qualifying as well. No safety car, so the field will not get bunched up, much to Kenobi's positivity there. But anyway, DRS has been activated. It looks like Kermit has come into the pit lane on lap 7. Scanny going to have DRS, but same thing with Lesty. Scanny going to try hanging around the outside here. Going to try to hold it for side by side. Going to go switcheroo here. Out to in to out. Not going to have enough. Lesty with that DRS is able just to hold on. And is going to keep the spot for now. Quick ERS check puts Lesty at 59. Going to put Scanny at 28. And Carps at 44. So, advantage ERS to Lesty's going to get that little extra power down the straight, but now Lesty's all under pressure here from the field here. Carp's up to 10th with the pitting. Actually, without DNFing, so Carp's back inside the top 10. But, sorry, Red's my mistake. And probably not what he wants to see as he was battling for the win earlier. As it looks like you can see that is 11. I'm going to assume, yep, they have lost it in 7-8. So, they luckily got it refired as well, but not a good day for the Aston Martin teammates. As I said, this track was going to claim a lot of people here, and it's just going to be about keeping your nerve. And some drivers have been caught out already, but still a long race. If a couple more drivers get caught out, we get another safety car, field gets bunched back up, and all this becomes a moot point with 3 drivers DNF'd. Still a long race to play for. But anyway, Lesty probably going to be under pressure here. The question is, remember, the undercut is potent around here. Doesn't look like it's still too early for the drivers here, because we do know with Kermit coming in, he's definitely locked himself down to the 2-stop, sorry, as now Kenobi's actually coming in as well. So Lesty going to inherit the lead, per se. Scanny going to still suck behind her. So it looks like Scanny doesn't want to force the pass here. Thinks he's fast enough with Lesty leading the tow here. But Scanny gets a snap there. Very almost similar mistake that happened to, I'm going to assume what happened to Toby the Tiger earlier. And what happened in Clayton Hennezer's. Just a snap there. Gets the car recontrolled. But that's going to allow Carbs, though, to slowly suck into the back as well. So 3 under a blanket here. With Kenobi, though, has clean track, though. So he came in, pitted, and came out with a clean track. He's on a set of mediums with Kermit. I believe it was actually Kiki who pitted. No, it was Kermit. No, it was Kiki. The names threw me off there for a second. Yeah, Kiki pitted. And same thing with Kermit. One's on the mediums, the other's on. They're both on mediums, though. So they're both going to have to do a 1-stop again, regardless. But anyway, back to the battle for what we the de facto lead. Now, with Kenobi pitting and with the AlphaTauri drivers battling, the question is, will Lesty, Scanny, and Carps come in? Because the 1-stop is a viable strategy, but we know that Lesty, Scanny, and Toby are all on mediums. They qualified on mediums. As you remember, as there goes Carps, has to take evasive action as he's lost the back end. He was on the back of this train, and he has got it refired, but it looks like a slight mistake there. Has to go into the grass just off 13. Oh, sorry, right into 12, my mistake. And he'll get it re-going. But remember, I kind of forgot, I would argue, is Lesty, Scanny, and Toby are all on mediums. Lesty and Scanny are the mediums they qualified on, though. Toby isn't, so Toby can go a little bit longer. As you see in the distance there, Scanny kind of changing the gearbox of Lesty, so they can go a little bit longer in the tooth. They're definitely going to be trying a 1-stop on a set of mediums, and if we go by the AWS predictions, they should be coming in 13, 14s, but here comes Scanny, going to try hanging around the outside there, tries it, going to go for the switchback on the inside here. Can he pass Lesty in the Williams? It's going to be a very move. He's going to do something similar to what happened a couple laps ago, but he's not going to have enough to hang around the outside there, so he's kind of, I would argue, just looking, peeking. There he's going to go to the inside here, going to think about it. He is really thinking about it, I would argue. Generally speaking, I think he's just kind of showing, I'm here. He's pocking out, pocking in, pocking out, pocking in. He's just kind of saying, I'm here, don't make a mistake or I will pass you. He's really putting the pressure on Lesty, and if someone's been in the cockpit before with that pressure, it's not a fun feeling. And the question is, can Lesty keep his nerve? With Carbs making mistakes, well, we do have yellow flag Sector 1 that is going to be 11 wrong way around. Yep, they have lost it coming off in a, I believe that is, corner 3, corner 4. They got it refired. Doesn't look like they got any damage, though, but definitely not going to help them in the race. Now Lesty gets 3 for multiple warnings. That is not what the British driver wants to see, as now Scanny kind of has the lead right now, because penalties will catch a lot of drivers out. Can't Scanny gonna fade to the inside, back to the outside there. Nothing Scanny can do. Scanny just kind of letting Lesty know he's here. Toby the Tiger not that far in the distance. Other than that, we do have Carps in 4th. Kenobi 4 seconds back of Carps. We do have yellow flag Sector 1. That is Jay Leakey. That is actually not Jay Leakey. It's the other asset of Toby the Tiger. My mistake. And Toby the Tiger looks like he lost the back end, and that's going to allow Carps to catch up as well. So another driver that has made a mistake. And that is going to allow Carbs, who made a mistake earlier, allow Toby to go by. Now going to allow Carbs to re-catch up. Now Carbs going through the grass there. Shades of Earnhardt, you could say, back in 78. Passing the grass. Tried it, but could not make it work out. As it looks like Scanny's lost it. That is Scanny making a mistake there. Similar to a lot of drivers in 6 and 7. And he's hit the inside wall. And that's going to allow Toby and Carbs. And now his tires are going to be rested. So that is going to give Lesty a huge break. Kenobi probably a little bit kind of frightened there because Scanny looked like he was a little bit squirrely. Ghosting was on, though, so I think Kenobi was fine. But not knowing where Scanny was, he could have easily ran to the back of him if he pulled up to the circuit because the tires were a little bit on the worn side. Now Scanny's got to take it conservatively here. Doesn't look like he's got any damage, but that is a hit to his pride. Both Mercedes drivers have made mistakes, going very aggressive here. So again, like I said, as the keys to the race, you got to be conservative. You got to be very laxed and be able to really keep the power down, keep it cool, calm under pressure. Anyway, we were on lap 11 here. Lesty currently leads the way. Toby Tiger's in second. Carps is second behind. Kenobi is 2 seconds behind Carps. Scanny is 2 seconds behind Kenobi. Remember, Kenobi has pitted while the top 5 other than Kenobi have not pitted. Kermit is 5 back of Scanny. Kiki is 8 back of Kermit. We do have Yellow Flag Sector 3. That is going to be Smitty wrong way around. Smitty is 2 back on Kiki. Reds is now just past Smitty for 9th. Smitty's in 10th. Jay Leakey's in 11th. And 11's in 12th. And if I'm not mistaken, Jay Leakey is a lap down along with 11. So yeah, Carbs, the major battle we have right now is Toby and Carbs for second. Toby does have a time penalty. Carbs does not. So that is something worth noting. So we do have Kenobi because I'm just trying to cover everything right now, make sure we don't miss anything. But when we have like a crash every couple corners, you have to jump to it, then jump back, jump to it, jump back. So anyway, though, it looks like Kermit taking very conservative on the brakes. Now the question is when will Lesty come in? Lesty has no pressure, but remember, if we do remember from details, Kenobi was about 6 clear of Lesty, or 7 clear when he pitted, so Kenobi definitely will come out with the lead. The question is, will Kenobi, how far will he come out? Because he will have to pit again, though. We know Lesty can make the end. Scanny making his one final pit stop here, going onto a set of hards. He'll most likely be good to go to the end, because that's about 20 laps, so he'll be good to go to the end on those hards. So Scanny, that's his last stop of the day. So we know Carps, Toby, and Lesty are stretching it for that hard window, and we know Kenobi will have to pit again. So the question is, can Lesty, Toby, and Carps get enough distance to make the one-stop a viable strategy over the two-stop? We'll have to wait and see on that front, but Kenobi has had mostly clear track for most of this run on those tires. We do have Yellow Flag Sector 2. That is Toby the Tiger, who's lost it in the sand gravel, and he looks like he's a similar... And we do have a safety car. All right, safety car. Field is neutralized. So that is, first of all, horrible news for Scanny, because Scanny's probably kicking himself in the cockpit right now because top 6 and 7 are all going to be coming in right now. If you are currently out on the track, you're going to be coming in and putting on a set of hards most likely to get to the end, except Scanny. But Scanny's so far back that no spots will really be gained. So we'll see here. Lesty, yep, he's definitely coming in. Carbs will be coming in about 8 seconds. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, Lesty's going to come out with the lead. Yep, here comes Kenobi as well. So Lesty is going to come out with the lead here. So this is really played in the Lesty and Carbs hand. And Carbs is retired. Carbs has crashed in the pit lane. I don't even know 100% know what happened. I just saw a flash of Red Bull wing. And that is that. Yeah, he looks like he hit the inside wall. And that is session done for Carbs. Oh, no. Carbs was looking good too, and now as Lesty's going to be coming out, so Lesty's already out, Kenobi's coming out, Carbs is coming out as well, Maddie coming in as well, Scanny's not even made it around the track here, so Scanny's actually is going to gain a couple spots here, so it's not all doom and gloom for Scanny. He's going to come out probably about 4th, I'd say, 3rd. Yeah, he's going to come out ahead of Kermit, so he's going to be 3rd. So Scanny, even though he pitted, is going to have at least come out net P3. Kermit's going to come out 4th. Kiki going to put a set of hards, going to come out presumably out. Maddie's going to come out 5th, so good recovery drive from Maddie, you could say, after having to serve that drive-through, still inside the top 5. Kiki in 6th is going to come out 6th. Red's coming in as well, going to be 7th. Again, after that mistake, it's good to see him at least still inside the top 7, and the safety car is definitely going to allow a fast driver to get kind of, I would say, kind of bailed out a little bit and able to get back to the field. Smitty still keeping his nose clean in 8th. Jay Leakey is going to be 9th, and 11th is going to be the last driver in 10th. So the top 10 all going to get points here today. So as long as you finish, you will get a point. But it looks like 11 may have side pod damage that may make her a bit slower, as it looked like there was a little bit of a scrape on the right side pod. I can't really see because, of course, they're not going to give me a good angle, or maybe that's just dust. But it does look like... Yeah, it does look like there's a little bit of damage there, so maybe that'll be 11 a bit slower, though. But as it looks like a Leaky into the gravel pit as well, really struggling under the slowdown conditions. They got it out of the pit, but they're going to have kind of very sandy tires here, so very odd to see. But anyway, we'll catch back up with the lead pack here, do a quick little rundown of what's happening. So we know every driver is good to go to the end. Hards go about 20 laps. Every driver has pitted for a set of hards. Let me just confirm that. Yep, every driver. Actually, Kermit is pitted for a set of mediums. He thinks the mediums can make it to the end. So very interesting strategy from Kermit, or maybe he's used his set of hards already. Let me just quickly check the direct here to confirm that. I don't remember seeing him on a set of hards. Kermit. Looking for Kermit here. Now he went from softs to mediums, and then mediums to mediums. So he feels confident those mediums can make it 20 laps. Every other driver in the field, except 11, who has not pitted, which I feel like she should be pitting this time by. They probably make it to the end, but is also on a fresh old set of mediums. So 11's going to have to pit again. We know that for a fact, because those mediums aren't going to make it the rest of the way. So now they are going side by side with Jay Leakey, which is kind of odd to see, but maybe he'll have a little fun as to try to get caught back up for the field. I believe they are still a lap down, though, so Jay Leakey and 11 are going to be fighting for 9th, while the top 8 are going to be fighting for the win, as you could say. But other than that, Jay Leakey, so we'll go back to our field analysis here. Leslie, Kenobi, Scanny, Maddie, Kiki, Reds, and Smitty, and Leakey, all good to go to the end. They will not have to pit again. The jury's still out on Kermit, because Kermit feels confident the medium's going to make it to the end, and when the safety car comes in, which will probably be this time by, it will be lap 15, so we'll have about, give or take, 18 laps to go. So that is stretching it on those mediums, knowing that the mediums can make it. The softs, like 13th, 14th comfortably, so he's going to have to push those mediums another 4 laps, as now 11 gets 5 for a collision with Reds, which is a bit odd. Looks like it only affected 11, though, even though Reds is ahead of 11, but bit odd. Sorry, 11's ahead of Reds, so it looks like Reds ran in the back of 11, maybe. But regardless, safety car in this lap. So the question now is, Scanny's got 1 lap of one lap older hards, and Kenobi and Leslie have the fresher hards. This is the first time Kenobi's had a battle in traffic this whole race. So the question is, is Kenobi's car set up for traffic, and can he make it work? And the last question is, can Leslie keep his nerve? Because he does have a 3-second time penalty. He has to clear the rest of the field by 3 seconds in order to keep the lead, or at the very least the podium. So a lot here to see here, and a lot to happen. Leslie back in the field as large as he can. Going to wait till the last second to go. Still hasn't gone yet. Really waiting. Still not gone yet. Now he goes there, catches Kenobi napping, and then it's going to allow Scanny to force a move up to the inside here. And here comes Kermit, so he played the move perfectly, Leslie. Caught Kenobi napping. It looks like it's going to be possibly 3 wide going into turn 1 here. Can Scanny hold the move around Kenobi? Yes, he can. Kenobi cannot back up, and here comes the AlphaTauri driver, but he's lost it, and he would have took out the field if not for ghosting on. So Kermit, Maddie's thanking his lucky stars that ghosting's on, because that allowed, and Scanny's wrong way around as well, so Scanny went a little bit too wide, and that is gone bad news for Scanny. Scanny looked like he made Scanny looked like he made it work, and then he hits the wall there. He's now got damage, but back to my point, Scanny looked like he was doing good there, but it looks like he just went a little wide off 3, back end kicked, and that was that from what I assume, because it didn't look like Kenobi was there to make a pass, but I could be wrong. So it's all gone wrong for Scanny and Kermit. Kermit just kind of clipped the inside corner, and Scanny went a little bit too wide and had a crash similar to Alonso back in 2016 in Spain. And now Scanny's got to limp around, so Scanny had a similar mistake to Reds. But anyway, back to our battle for leader. Leslie's now 1-8 clear, so Leslie timed, and now Reds has DNF'd. He has crashed. Keep an eye on FO. Try to find the person. Yeah, he's lost it, and that's going to be another safety car. So, all right, hold your horses. Everyone breathe. We're getting another safety car here. So Reds looked like he was able to catch back up, but then just made a mistake going off to 11-12. Maybe just took the curb a little too aggressively, back end kicked, and harded it into the wall, and that's race done. So Scanny going to get kind of bailed out here, you could say. Going to allow to change his wing, get on a different tire set, probably on a set of mediums, and fix his wing. So he's going to get saved and be able to recompete here. But other than that, though, Leslie is probably a little bit fuming about that safety car because he played it right. He backed Kenobi back up. He fed Kenobi to the sharks, metaphorically speaking, and then Leslie was able to get about half a second clear. But now he's going to have to do it again, and Kenobi's now going to be up to his tricks a little bit. So, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So, he may not be able to do that twice, and Kenobi may not be on his chuff. Maddie now back up to P3, Kiki 4th, Smitty 5th, Kermit 6th, Scanny 7th. And that is it for your lead lap. Reds is crashed, so 11th will be promoted up to P8, and Leaky will be promoted to P9. But they'll still be a lap down, bearing the rest of the field pitting. Because if the rest of the field pits, Levin and Leaky will get their laps back. But the question is, would they? Because right now, Scanny's coming out of the pit lane. The mediums, hypothetically speaking, when we do come back out, should be able to make it. This is also helping Kermit, by the way, as well. It's putting less laps on his tires, so it's going to make those mediums even fresher. So Kermit is looking, that decision's looking better and better. And if they do pit, Kermit's obviously going to stay out along with Scanny, but Scanny ain't really going to jump anyone. Maybe. If Scanny can get a move on, he could maybe really make out from this, but it's going to be interesting to see. He's going to have to be within 20 seconds. About 40 seconds right now. If he can get within about 20 seconds when Leslie and Kenobi jog down pit lane, he could, hypothetically speaking, force the top 6 out the pit and really put himself in a position to try to carve for the field here. So we're really watching the scoring timetable here to see. They're coming for the last corner now. Will anyone dive down pit lane? We'll keep an eye on Lesty first. Lesty, not going to do it. Kenobi, not going to do it. Maddie, no. Kiki, oh, Maddie thought about no. Smitty, no. Kermit, no. Scanny will know when we'll pit. So Scanny will have the fresher tires, but not going to gain any extra spots. So Lesty, Kenobi, Maddie, Kermit, Smitty all going in the end along with Kermit as well. So Scanny's got to pass those drivers on track, and sadly, 11, like IndyCar rules, 11 and Leaky will not be getting their laps back. So I'm going to take a quick second, because I've been covering a lot of damage and a lot of accidents here. I'm going to take a second just to slow it down, breathe, catch the breath, and do the quick plug. If you like what you're seeing, why not like and subscribe to League Racing TV? It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it shows that you like the leagues and like the content. Other than that, you can also follow them at League Racing TV, and if you do like CWC, you can get... there's a Discord. Someone could probably link that or whatever. And I don't know if we're 100% looking for drivers at the moment, but someone will post that. And I think there's Twitter as well, but I think that recently got shut down, so I couldn't say get involved in that. But regardless, you can get a response with myself or something, and maybe we'll try to pass it along. But anyway, irregardless, other than that, also you can follow League Racing at League Racing TV for information on leagues as well, with TTML on Thursdays this coming week, and this BPL on Saturdays and Sundays, and the TTML Sim League on Sundays as well. Most of those leagues are going to Spain as well, so if you haven't got enough of your Spain action as well, you got more Spain coming up, as most of the leagues are going to Spain this week, as the safety car is in this lap. As we do have some Lesty supporters in the crowd. So anyway, though, as I was saying earlier, Lesty was able to time that safety car to perfection, caught Kenobi napping, but now Kenobi's up to his tricks. So the question is, will Kenobi fall for it again, and can Lesty be the slide devil he was last time and make it happen again? Another narrative going to this is now Scanny's got fresh mediums. Can he carve his way through the field, avoid trouble, and possibly make that mistake into a positive one? Well, here's Lesty backing him up here. How far will he time it? Will he go out the same window, or will he go earlier? Will he try to keep Kenobi guessing? Doesn't look like he's going now. He is still waiting. Still waiting. It looks like he's going to probably go... Oh, backed off the inside there. Still waiting. Going even longer this time. Kenobi is waiting. Kenobi gets a 5 for a collision with Maddie. And there he goes. Really waited to the line there. Kenobi's going to get 5 from penalty on that with a collision with Maddie, even though Maddie kind of ran in the back of him. So I do wonder if stewards are going to get involved in that. But anyway, Scanny is going to pass Smitty for 5th. So Scanny already up to 5th. So now Kenobi's got 5, Lesty's got 3, Maddie's currently technically leading this race. We do have the yellow flag sector 1, that is 11 wrong way around. So a lot to cover. Kiki at 4th, Scandy already going to pass Kiki, and now Scandy all the way up to 4th here. And he's going to make the pass work. So Scandy, it is go time for the driver of the Mercedes. And he's going to be up to 4th position here, and I don't want to say that the penalty will get removed, I do not know, but I think the stewards are going to have an interesting ruling here, and I think the results may not be officially finalized at the end of this race, because that penalty could be taken into consideration, and I'd argue there's a chance Kenobi could get that removed. But anyway, here comes Scandy, really making those mediums work. Going to go to the inside of Maddie here. Maddie going to go very defensive there, going to put the pinch on the driver of the Mercedes, going to hold the spot for now, and he's going to really be defensive, because right now, whoever takes 3rd position is going to be the de facto leader of this race, because of Lesty's time penalty, and Maddie's as well, because he's only 2.5 clear. So right now, Maddie is the leader and would be the de facto winner of this race, but with a long way to go to pay dirt, I doubt that will hold. because here comes Scanny, gonna have ERS here, gonna use all his ERS, gonna go around the outside there. You can see in the distance, Kiki and Kermit are fighting as well. Scanny gonna make the pass, he's gonna be up to third. Kermit's gonna pass Kiki for fifth. So the two medium runners are making the tires work, and the Mercedes driver's up to third, and Kermit's up to fifth. Back up the lead here, Kenobi is in second. 1-5 down on Lesty, as now Reds has left the session. Scandy now in third, Maddie in fourth, Kermit in fifth, Kiki in sixth, Smitty's seventh, kind of in an island of his own with being a lap clear of everyone else. Smitty's currently kind of just hoping the rest of the field kind of crashes, and with how aggressive they're driving, that may be happening sooner rather than later. Quick check of the ERS here. We got Lesty at 70%, Kenobi at 63, Scandy at 47, Maddie at 63, and Kermit at 78. One of the question is, though, is we coming with about 14 to go, or currently 15 to go, will be 14 to go next time by. Those mediums would be about 16 to 17 laps old. So the question is, I know Scanny tires will make it to the end, but how fresh will they be? Because we know the mediums are going to be good to go to the end. The question is, will the mediums be strong enough that Scanny can't get enough of a distance to allow Lesty and Kenobi to get on by? We'll have to wait and see, along with Manny as well. But right now, Scanny's got one clear of Manny. We'll probably see the fact that if he does hit the fast lap this race, use those fresh tires to his advantage. DRS has now been evacuated. If we take a look at DRS, he has really burned a lot of ERS to get to Kenobi, though, so he may have to try to save a little bit of that. And Kenobi's not making that many inroads on Lesty. So, very interesting to see narratives in such form. Still a lot to play for with 14 to go. We'll take the tires off the screen now. Again, go quickly, as I did say with intervals. We'll do intervals right now. We'll cut back the pedals in a minute. We know Lesty's got 3 and Kenobi's got 5. But other than that, that's really it for battle. This is our major battle. We do have a track with Scanny and Kenobi. Other than that, Maddie's 1 behind Scanny, Kermit's 1 behind Maddie, and Kiki's 1 behind Kermit, and Smitty's 3 behind Kiki. So they're all pretty spaced out for the most part. So Scanny's really the only driver really with making attacks happen because of those fresher tires. So we'll have to wait and see if he can make something happen here. We'll be coming in the 13 go this time by. Very dusty. You can see that it's actually something kind of cool. You could argue that if you go in the kitty litter, the side pod and the rest gets kind of gravelly and dirty. So very interesting to see, per se. But now it looks like a pass may be intimate here. He's going to use his ERS here. Kenobi is not using any of his. He's going to open up the DRS as well. Now going to stop using the ERS. Can Scanny get enough of an oomph down the straight to make a pass on the Alpine driver? We'll see here. It's not going to be enough unless he goes very bearing into 1. He's going to think about it, but going to tuck back in line. But something worth noting is Kenobi is slowly reeling in Lesty, which Lesty does not want to see with that 3-second time penalty. So it looks like, again, Kenobi is slowly dragging Lesty, and we do have Kermit has caught the back of Maddie here. So if Kermit can get past Maddie as well, we're going to keep an eye on Scanny and keep an eye on Kermit. So we're going to keep an eye on both battles here. But if Kermit can get to past Maddie, that could possibly be our podium as well. So Scanny, Maddie, and Kermit, actually, no, because Lesty only got 3, so Lesty would still be on the podium. But right now, Scanny would be the winner, Lesty would be second, Maddie would be third. But here comes, or some variation of that. But anyway, Scanny thinks about it, but just gonna tuck behind, bide his time. Doesn't want to roast his tires too bad. Kiki as well. Kermit can't make a pass as well, but he's probably both are gonna wait for the straights here, per se. And if you remember correctly what I said earlier, if Kenobi doesn't get a move on and get past Lesty, Scanny will be the next man up, metaphorically speaking, and pass Kenobi. So it'll be interesting to see, as you can see him really revving that engine. He's gonna have DRS, he's gonna use the ERS here. Kenobi is not using any of his, Lesty is using his to stay ahead. So Scanny definitely a lot closer than he was last time. I assume Kermit's definitely going to get by here. Kermit going to make a move. We're going to keep an eye on Scanny as well. Go back here. Scanny not going to do it. So Scanny going to tuck him behind. He's going to have to be within 3/10 to make it past Works. We saw with Kermit. Kermit now at the 4th with those mediums. Going to try to reel in Scanny and help himself out. But Scanny going to tuck back in line here. Going to tuck in and out. Weave in and out here. Doing what he did to Lesty before. And just kind of let Kenobi know, I'm here. Don't get too comfortable. So we're going to have to wait and see how it works here. And how it works. We're going to see how it fights and how everything works. And see how everything goes with coming to 10 to go. So it's very interesting, very back and forth, as you would say. Maddie not letting Kermit get too far away, though, and Kermit not really reeling him in here. So, if Lesty can get 3 clear of that battle, he's ensure himself a podium spot. And with Kenobi's 5, I just don't know if that penalty's going to get served or not. Because, like I said, I think it's a bit unfair, that penalty, so it may get removed from Stewart's discretion, though. So, again, I'm not saying Kenobi's de facto P2 right now, but I think we may get a callback here, at least in my opinion. But anyway, Skinny not close enough to make a move happen again. He's going to think about it, but not going to make it work yet either. So, just going to sit behind him again. Just going to bide his time, make it work, as we now are just slowly coming to the end of this race. Kermit in 4th, Maddie in 5th. Nothing really happened here. I'll let Kiki in 6th. Smitty well behind in 7th. So, yeah, this is basically our battle. Our top 3 are basically battling for the win here today. And if Kermit can get within 3 of Lesty, could get himself a podium spot. But that's easier said than done, knowing how fast Lesty is. I know I'm saying the obvious. Oh, that is not good for Lesty. That is another 3 seconds, and that's going to put him up to 6. So if we quickly check the intervals to the leader here, that is going to de facto put him down to P5 on the grid. So really, he's going to have to get a move on here on those hards, or else any chance at the podium is gone. So that is really put a hairball in the works here, and that is going to basically take any chance of Lesty winning this race out of it, bearing a mistake by Kenobi or Scanny. But other than that, Lesty, that is not a mistake you want to see. Kenobi in 2nd, Scanny in 3rd. Now it's all to play for 4th and 5th, because if Kermit can keep close, that could be a podium spot he's fighting for right now. Same thing with Maddie. If he can keep close, that's a podium spot, possibly. But again, looks like Scanny is not close enough to Kenobi to make it happen. But Kenobi does have to clear 5, though. So even if he gets by Lesty, he's going to have to get a move on. So Kenobi has to make a pass quickly on Lesty and then get a move on because if that penalty doesn't get removed, he's looking at a P2 right now. Actually, I don't think he's looking at a P2. I think, yeah, he's looking at a P3, a P3 right now. So he's looking at a P3. But again, Lesty is slowly getting reeled in here. Doesn't look like he's got the long pace in that car. We're going to keep an eye on the battles here. Not missing anything in the back. This is the major battle we have on track right now. Top 3 all under a blanket. I know I'm stating the obvious, but sometimes you do have to state the obvious. So anyway, yeah, just kind of biding our time. Again, if I had a co-commentator, I'd let him kind of fill some things out here. Just trying to judge strategies. We do check the tires as well. Again, though, Scanny's on 7-lap old softs, mediums, while Kenobi and Lesty are on 10-lap old hards. So those tires will start to fall off a little bit more than Kenobi's and Lesty's was. Now it looks like Kenobi getting the toe off Lesty. He's got the DRS. Can he make a pass here? How aggressively will he take it? It looks like he's going to go for it here. Knows he's got to go for broke. On the lead for the race. He's going to go for it. Is he going to try to pinch him? Oh, no! Kenobi! They touch side pods, and that is going to be a monkey wrench in Kenobi's work. He's going to get it refired, though, but he knew he had to go for broke there, knowing the penalty was on the line, and that is going to put Kenobi down to 5th. It's going to probably put him down to 6th, too. Actually, no, we'll keep him 5th. He'll be in 5th for now. But now with that 5 seconds, that is not what you want to see. And it looks like Scanny may be unopposed for this win. He can just kind of sit behind Lesty, and Scanny will win this race. Because Lesty could even lose the podium here as well, because right now, if we just check the leader gap, yeah, Maddie's within just under 6 seconds. And if Kenobi can just get behind, there's a lot to be brought up here. Let's put it like this. Lesty is not home free, but Scanny right now, basically, Scanny kind of controls his own fate here. We do have the Alpha X one that is 11 the wrong way around, but Scanny controls his own fate, metaphorically speaking. Scanny, if he forces a move and passes him, which he doesn't have to do, oh, Scanny gets a snap. That is what Lesty wants to see here, per se. He actually wants Scanny probably to fight him and really force a mistake, because if Lesty has to get 6 clear off the field, and right now, if Scanny wrecks, Kermit's not 6 clear, so Kermit will be de facto winning this race. Anyway, back to the battle here for 5th and 6th here. Looks like Kenobi going to try hanging around the outside here on the McLaren driver. No, he'll back it down here and just kind of tuck back in line. So Kenobi the 5th still, Maddie in 4th, Kermit in 3rd. Again, Scanny slowly reeling back in Lesty. This is going to be interesting, folks. Let's just put it like this. If you don't got your popcorn yet, Don't get it, because you're going to have to miss this race. All right, well, pause the live stream. Go get some popcorn. Come back. Watch the last of his laps here, because we got Scanny and Lesty battling for what would be the de facto win. And if they tangle, could open the door for Kermit or Maddie to get a win as well. So Scanny just going to tuck behind and goes very aggressive on the brakes here. As well, just trying to stay close. He's going to have to be within 3/10 to make a pass happen. Looks like Lesty goes a little bit wide. Kenobi is just still not really close to make a pass on Maddie. So we're going to see here, can Scanny set up a move on Lesty? Will the Williams Rebel be able to hold on or get 6 seconds clear to keep go for 2 wins in a row? Looks like Lesty got a very good exit there, though. Caught Scanny napping. Now Lesty has a fast lap to race, but Scanny answers right back. So Lesty really found some time in those hards, but Scanny just found out even more. So Lesty really got a good exit off 4. What Lesty needs right now is Scanny to get a 3-second time penalty, and then another 3-second time penalty. And Scanny needs to really be conservative. It looks like he's going to think about it again. Going to do what we saw earlier. Yellow flag sector 1. That is, I think that is Kenobi wrong way around. Kenobi, I would assume, went for another pass on Maddie. And sadly, going to lose it again. So it's all gone wrong for the Alpine driver here. It was looking good to win this race. 2 safety cars later. And he's now going to probably finish 7th. So maybe 6th if he's lucky. But it's all gone wrong for the Alpine driver. And just, you hate to see it. He's a good driver, but it's getting a long season, so he's got time to make the mistakes and rectify them, though. So, and with a lot of the field kind of crashing out here, including cars, a lot of time can be a gain, per se, considering that only 7 drivers will finish on the lead laps. As long as he finishes, he'll at least get some good points. Now, Lesty gets another 3 seconds. That is just adding. Now, Lesty's looking to finish P4, possibly 5. So, Lesty really is pushing to stay ahead, and it's really doing him in. I think any chance Lesty has to win this race is now gone. And Scanny doesn't even really need to pass him to win this race. Kermit's probably got 2nd place locked up as well. And Maddie could have the 3rd spot as long as he can get another 2nd clear of where he is. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Lesty has to push. And now Maddie gets 3, though, so Lesty could still at least be on pace for a podium, but that is not what you want to see. Anyway, though, Kenobi has passed Smitty for 6th, though, so chalk Kenobi up a spot, chalk Smitty down a spot as well. So Kenobi has to get 5 clear of Smitty, though, in order to keep 6 if the penalty does not get resyndicated. Other than that, you do got, we'll just do a quick rundown again. Smitty and Kenobi battling here. Kiki about 2 behind Maddie, but kind of on an island of his own. Maddie 8 behind the leader, 2 behind Kermit. Kermit 6 behind Scanny, and Scanny is about 4 tenths behind Lesty for the overall lead. But with Lesty having 9 seconds worth of penalties, it's safe to assume that that is probably going to be Scanny's win, and he doesn't have to be very aggressive here if the tires hold, which they probably should. We'll be coming to 5 to go here, this time by. Scanny sets the fast lap of the race again. He's definitely going for pay dirt here. Doesn't have to force the pass. Going to possibly think about it here, but not going to force it. So just going to tuck back in line. So again, just Scanny kind of biding his time here. I know I keep saying the obvious, but when you're running out of things to say, sometimes he's got to state the obvious over and over and again. Kind of sucks, but that's all you kind of have to do here. Is it looks like Lesty goes a little bit wide here. Lesty fighting tooth and nail. He has to keep going fast in order to try to at least keep a spot at the podium. But he doesn't want. Basically, he's kind of in a catch-22. He wants Scanny to fight him to try to make a mistake or get more penalties. But he also needs to go fast enough and not fight him in order to keep enough of a gap so he can, at the very least, keep a podium position. Right now, he is 9 clear of Maddie, so he would have a podium lock still, bearing another time penalty. But he's going to have to giddy up, as you would say, with 5 to go, though, and get another 3 clear Kermit, or at least keep 2nd. But luckily, Kermit is on a lot older mediums, though, so he may be able to do it as long as he doesn't overly push. But here comes Scanny as well. It looks like Lesty gets a really good exit off there. Maybe Scanny is lifting a little bit to risk not causing an accident. But it looks like he thinks about it, but again, just going to tuck behind, going to get a good run off the straight here. Again, just biding his time, making sure nothing stupid happens, no major accidents, no major crashes. Doesn't want to throw away this win. as it looks like 11 has decided to come in the pit lane here. And yeah, the field is pretty much spaced out. Maddie, though, is slowly reeling in Kermit. If we check the leader gap here, Maddie's now within 9 seconds, though. So right now, Leslie's looking outside the podium right now. Actually, no, because Maddie does have 3 seconds. My mistake. So Maddie has to get within 6 seconds. So yeah, my mistake. Leslie's still on the podium right now. But Maddie has to get a move on quickly if he wants to get that last spot at the podium, or hope Leslie gets more penalties. Or, yeah, I have to hope Maddie gets more, Leslie gets more penalties. Anyway, back to the battle here as well. Scanny again slowly reeling him in. Slowly. But again, not going to do anything stupid, I assume. Just going to tuck him behind. Probably wants to win the race on track, but knows a win with merit is not much worse. So Leslie does hit the fast lap of the race again, but Scanny takes it back as well. So it looks like Scanny going to have a possible lunge here. Will he think about making a pass here? Going to actually think about it, but he's going to tuck behind again. Thought about it, maybe kind of tit that he was maybe thinking about. We've seen Scanny do that almost the whole race. Fake like he's going to do it, but then just tuck back in line. And, it looks like he may be going for it now, though. No, again, keeps fooling me a little bit. It looks like he had a run there. He was within the 10th. Could have tried it, but doesn't want to do something similar to happened to Kenobi earlier, where he tried to move on Leslie, and it was a fair move, per se, but they just kind of got pinched a little bit too much, and that was that. Kenobi was the wrong way around. But anyway, we do have 3 to go here. Looks like, again, Scanny do have Yellow Flag Sector 2. That is 11, again, long way around, or at least a little bit slow on track. Again, probably she was hoping for a little bit better of a day, but we'll be happy at least getting 2 points here today at the very least. Any driver finishing is probably going to be glad, because at least they'll get some points. But anyway, we'll be coming to 2 to go this time by here. Kermit's now without 9 seconds, though, so Leslie actually is looking like he could at least survive to get a second position at the very least, because Kermit's tires have fallen off a cliff. So Leslie is at least looking good to get second, at the very least. But Kiki is also joining that battle as well, so we're going to... I assume Scanny's not going to make a pass, and if he's kind of tucking behind here, so we may see a possible Kiki and Maddie here. The next question is Kermit going to try to back up Maddie into Kiki? Even though there's a time penalty, maybe try to get a 3-4 for Alpha Tari, make it even easier, per se. We'll have to wait and see on that. So yeah, possibly here the McLaren driver could possibly make a pass on Kermit, but he'll have to get 3 seconds clear within a lap, or hope Kermit gets another time penalty, which I just doubt would happen with 2 laps to go, especially with Kermit just going to have to play it conservatively. I know I'm a little bit silent for words here, but usually in the final couple laps, you just have things to commentate on, but sadly, everyone's the results are pretty much locked, per se, because Scanny's not going to make a pass on Leslie. Maddie could make a pass on Kermit, but he's not going to get 3 seconds on Kermit, so everyone's position's basically locked, bearing something weird happening, so that is basically that, or Stewart's discretion possibly handing more penalties out after the race. But Scanny looks like he's going to have a run here on Leslie. Will he try and move on the last lap? Just for the heck of it, he's going to get a very good exit here. Going to get another fast lap of the race. Yeah, now he's going to pass Leslie. He wants to win the race on merit on the track. So this is going to be a pass for the overall win, even though it's pretty much settled. And Scanny is going to make the pass work on the Williams driver. Scanny up the pole, first position. Leslie down the second. Now the question is, can Leslie stay 9 clear of Kermit? Now Maddie's actually passed Leslie. Maddie has passed Kermit as well. So Maddie's now up to 3rd, but with time penalties, that will demote him down to 4th. But the question is, can he just tow enough in? It's going to be interesting to see. Right now, Leslie, if he gets 1 more penalty, any chance of the podium or second is gone, so he may want to just back it down. Take it conservatively. No major risks. But we'll have to wait and see. It's easier said than done. But we're coming into the last sector. At the end of Sector 2 here, we got 1 more sector to go here. Leslie using all he's got just to try to stay in the back of Scanny. Stay within 10 seconds. Going to get very close if possible. Maybe try to force Scanny into a mistake, you could say. But it looks like Scanny's going to keep his nerve. Couple corners to go here. Is Kermit going to pass Kiki for the position as well? Could the teammates switch spot positions here? Kermit passed him early in the last safety car, but it looks like we'll keep an eye on this as well. But as Scanny comes off the last corner here, he's had a very chaotic race, kind of got helped out by a safety car or two, and he's going to win this race. Leslie right now is in second. Maddie's going to come off the last couple corners here. He was looking good for a podium, but with the time penalties, he is going to fall like a rock, per se, and he's going to be third, but Kermit's going to jump him. He's going to get the last spot at the podium. Kiki's going to come home in fourth. Maddie fifth. Kenobi and Smitty are going to come home sixth and seventh, respectively, with Leaky and 11, presumably going to be eighth and ninth with a lap difference, bearing them DNFing. That's going to be eighth and ninth, respectively. Kenobi going to go a little bit soft the line, probably kicking himself a little bit, probably wondering what happened. He had the pole here today. He was actually, he finished second. He didn't have the pole. He was looking fast here today, and sadly, just got caught up in a late safety car. Probably not happy with those safety cars, you could say. And now we wait for Smitty to finish. He's crossed the line. Now we just got to wait for 11 and Leaky to cross the line. There's 11. She's going to finish 9th. And now we wait for Leaky, and he will finish 8th. Per se. Actually, it looks like something's happened to Kermit on the timing and scoring, as you would say. He's now down to 5th. So, and he's got well over 20 seconds. Maybe he got a penalty off the line there. I was kind of looking at the times, so maybe, because I remember seeing that in Bahrain TTML over the first season, where a driver got a kind of a bogus penalty after the race finished. So it'll be interesting to see what happened. But Scanny gets your driver of the day, and honestly, no offense, he's going to get my driver of the day as well. He survived a version. He made it work. He came through adversity, and he has won this race. So good for Scanny. Gets my metaphorical driver of the day token, and he will win this race, and is now technically, this is his first race of the season because he was not here for Bahrain. And you can say he's 1 for 2 on the year, but 1 for 1 races he's competed in. Leslie will keep the podium streak going and will definitely improve his lead in the point standings, with both Kenobi having a bad day at the office and Carbs crashing out. So Leslie will increase his points lead, and I believe it is going to be Kiki. Actually, I think Kermit was ahead of Kiki, but with that 20-second bogus penalty, I think Kermit is third. So we're going to get the podium finishers in here for a quick interview, and then we'll sort this out. So give me 1 second as we'll quickly just show you the results one more time as I bring the people into the party. So there's your top 15. So we'll bring in, I guess him. I don't know if Scanny wants to be interviewed. I'll quickly check to see if he's on this list. No, he is not. So, all right, we'll try to get him in here in a second, our leader, but we'll see if he wants to be interviewed or not. But yeah, that is our race. So as we wait for Leslie, and I think I put Kiki in as well, because he did finish technically third. But, again, with penalties, who knows? And also, I guess, Kermit technically leaving as well. I don't think 100% he wants to be as well. So we'll see here. We'll wait for them to join in here real fast, see if they want to say anything. And, yeah, we'll wait on that. So while we wait, though, I will we'll just let you know what's going to happen next week, if you're curious, as Leslie has just joined here. Real fast before we let him talk here, if we take a quick look at the calendar, next week we'll be going to Azerbaijan. So Street Circuit's going to be a very interesting race. Same time, 8 p.m. BST. But Leslie, can you hear me?
Hello, Pepsi. You all right?
I'm doing fine. First of all, sadly, there was no interview last week. I do want to say congratulations on your first win. I did say I would cover that if you did get on the podium, so I am saying that now. So while we wait, I guess, for the rest of the field to get in here, or I think you may be the only one, sadly, because Scanny is not a big fan of interviews, and Kiki and Kermit have not returned the party invite. So first of all, though, real fast before we go into Spain, how did getting your first win last week feel?
Felt good. Felt good. It was stressful, very stressful. But no, it was fun, and just glad to finally get a win. It was good to get it at the start of the season as well. Good time to get it.
That is good to hear. That is good to hear. Now, onward to Spain. Well, first off, you had a pretty poor qualifying, as I would directly say. You went on a set of mediums, and then on your last run on a set of softs, you crashed. So how did you feel going into the race being that far in the hole?
Yeah, so I only had 2 runs, and actually on the second run, I forgot to change onto softs, so I was on the mediums again. So I decided to just have to go for it and just try and improve, because I thought I was going to get knocked out top 10. but I was pretty happy with being 10th on the mediums. I wanted to start in the mediums, so I just knew I was going to have to make some passes and get a good start, which I did. I got up to about 6th or 5th, I think. So a good start was needed, and thankfully I got a good getaway.
Yeah, I would say that too. You carved your way for the field very quickly here. I guess another question would be is that it seemed like the rest of we'll get to you in a minute, but on something else. But we'll say a lot of the field was having problems here. It looked like you were kind of keeping your nerves. So how was it kind of feeling where it felt like all the drivers around you were dropping like flies, as you would say? It felt like everyone was making a mistake one way or the other.
I just knew coming into this one, on the last game, this would have been hands down my worst track. But on this game, I've realised it's much better to take it a bit more easy, not ride the curbs as much. So I just focused on that really, and then as the race develops, just get a bit more confident pushing the car, and that's why I was getting a couple of fastest laps. But Scanny was there behind me, taking them away as soon as I grabbed them.
Yeah, it did seem like you and Scanny were kind of in an eternal battle throughout that whole race. I feel like Scanny was always on your tail, and it looked like you were kind of in the clear because Scanny kept making mistakes, but a few safety cars did help bail him out. But hey, that is the nature of racing. Next question would be, though, is that on the safety car restarts, you probably didn't make any, you were very cunning, you would say, but you probably didn't make any friends on that second one. So what was kind of like, you like to keep it late, but would you have any words to your fellow competitors on what happened there? Because it did look like the second stack up kind of gave Kenobi maybe a bit of an unfair penalty, you would say.
Yeah, I did see the penalty come up, and that is unfortunate. I'm not obviously not trying to get anyone a penalty, but when it's such a long straight, it's so much better as the lead car to go as late as possible, and it gives the cars behind, like Will and the others, less of a chance to make a move into turn one. So that was the reasoning for going so late. I thought most people would realise I'd go so late, but
no, I did too, because I was thinking the same thing as you were, and it was kind of smart on that front, and it was actually very cunning the first one. And I'm not thinking you did anything on purpose. It was fair within nature, and it was kind of the game being a little bit buggy, giving him a penalty on that front. But it did look like, yeah, it's like you were definitely being like you caught Kenobi napping both times, let's just say. So, but still, good safety car. You could say a little bit cheeky, if you will, like Schumacher pitting in 98.
Yeah. It was a bit frustrating to have a second safety car after I built up like a 2-second lead. So that was really frustrating when I had a 3-second penalty at the time. So, but yeah, it's racing. It's unpredictable.
And last question before we let you go. Speaking of your penalties, it seemed like you just kept racking them up where you got 3, and then you got another 3, and then you got another 3. When you got, because it felt like you were at least looking good to at least be on the podium, and then it looked like there was question marks on it because of how like you kept getting more and the field was not getting far enough away. So kind of going in your head here, when you kept racking them up, did you think I have to back it down? Or is that just not in your DNA and just like I'm going to go regardless, I have to be fast enough to stay out of the pack, and if I go too slow, they're going to catch me?
Well, with the first penalty, I was just trying to push as much as I could to get everyone out the 3 seconds. Obviously, it wasn't happening. Then as soon as I got another one, I just knew I had to keep going. I really wanted to get a podium out of this race. I thought I was doing quite well, and I really needed a podium on the back of the win last week. And then I got the third one. I just thought, that's it. But I saw. I think it was Matty picked up a 3-second penalty.
That he did.
So that pretty much guaranteed that I got a podium. But then that wasn't enough for me. So I had to keep pushing, and thankfully I pushed enough to get P2.
Yeah, what really helped you was I think it was Kermit was on those older mediums, and he kind of held up Matty just enough that if he wasn't there, I feel like if Matty didn't have that time penalty, he definitely would have probably got within 9, but he kind of got helped out a little bit there. But again, that is the beast.
Yeah, no, I did think the mediums might fall away at the end, but Scannies didn't, but his obviously did.
There was about a gap difference between the Scanny and Kermit, though, so that's why just pointing that one out.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I picked up the penalties. Just it wasn't corner cutting; it was just going a bit too wide on a couple of exits of some corners. which was really frustrating. They were always so minimal, but they just kept racking up. But yeah, and I just want to say as well, like, good racing from Will. I hope he's not too annoyed, but I felt like I did leave space when he made the move into turn 1, but apparently we had contact. I didn't get a notification to say that I'd had contact with him, but
I did get a good shot from the replay. It did look like a racing incident, but regardless, it looks like, again, it's good you're owning up to it. It's good to see leagues kind of, instead of going hostile right away, it's good to see him kind of talk it out. So it's good to see that, though.
Yeah, he had a really good race. I'm sorry that happened for him. So
it is a long season, and you do extend your points lead with Carbs crashing out and Kenobi having kind of a poor run. So you do extend your lead in the points lead, though. But like I said, long race, so long season. So don't get too complacent. But
yeah,
thank you.
There's so many fast drivers here, so it's gonna be a very competitive season.
Well, thank you for joining me, Lesty, and hopefully we see you in here next week, and maybe even the booth here as well, celebrating a win or at least a podium.
Hopefully, that's the plan. And thank you for your comms again this week, Pepsi. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Well, that will do it here for me here today. Like I said, next week is Azerbaijan. It's going to be 8 p.m. BST, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, I am Pepsi Freak 2 and 2. I am signing off. Thank you and good night.